children, I'm with Marvin the monkey today and we're packing our shoebox. Should we put a comb in? And what else? A ball? Yeah, let's put that in. You'd like to put in the big lion? Oh, I think it's too big, Marvin. Fortunately, I've got a small lion somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there it is, Marvin. Look, there's a little lion. That'll be better. Should we put that in? Okay. What else can we put in? Oh, this is a nice hat. Shall we put that in, Marvin? You fancy this for yourself? Oh, I think it's probably a little bit small for you, Marvin, okay? So we'll send that for the children. It's for the children anyway. I tell you what, Marvin, why don't you finish up packing the shoebox while I talk to the children on my own? See you later. Daniel was far away from his home in Jerusalem. He had been taken a prisoner. But even in faraway Babylon, Daniel trusted God and did as God said. Every day, Daniel prayed to God, and God made Daniel wise. In fact, he made him the wisest man in Babylon. One day, the king chose Daniel to do a really important job. Now, because the king chose Daniel, it made all the other wise men really jealous, and they wanted to get rid of Daniel. But Daniel was really, really brave. They couldn't scare him, and he never did anything that was really dishonest. He was trustworthy. He told the truth, and because of that, the king really liked him. And the king really trusted him. So these men couldn't find any bad tales to tell to the king about Daniel. How could they get rid of Daniel? They thought, and then one of them had a really clever idea. Daniel wants to please his God more than he pleases our king. So this is what we'll do. And they came up with a cunning plan. The wise men of Babylon went to see the king. "O king, live forever," they said, bowing down low. "We want to make a new law. Tell everyone in our land that they mustn't pray to anyone except to you. And if they pray to anyone except to you, they should be thrown into a den of really hungry lions." Now the king didn't know that the men were trying to trick him in order to get rid of Daniel. So he made the law. And in that country, once the law was made, it couldn't be changed. Daniel soon found out about the new rule that the king had made, and so did everyone else. But Daniel wanted to please God more than please the king. So he continued to pray to God as he always did. Now the wise men of Babylon were spying on Daniel, and they could see that he was still praying to his God. They could see that he was praying from his window that was facing Jerusalem. Their plan had worked. Chuckling with glee, they hurried off to tell the king. "O king, live forever," they said, bowing down and pretending that they felt really sad. "O king, we bring you really bad news. Daniel has disobeyed your law. We saw him ourselves praying to his God at the window. The law is clear. Daniel must be thrown into the den of lions. The king was so upset, but the law could not be changed. He could not save Daniel. Now the lions were really, really hungry. Not like this lion who looks really soft and cuddly and gentle. They weren't like this lion at all. They were ferocious, they were fierce, they were hungry and ready for their dinner. "I do hope your God can save you," said the king to Daniel. And then the door was opened and Daniel was pushed into the den of lions. The king went back to his palace, but all night he couldn't sleep. He lay awake, wondering what happened to Daniel. Would he be okay? Would Daniel's God protect him and keep him safe? As soon as it was light, the king hurried back to the den of lions. The door was still shut tight and everything was quiet. "Daniel? Daniel?" shouted the king. "Are you there? Has your God been able to save you?" He felt sure that the hungry lions had eaten Daniel. But Daniel's voice came back loud and clear. "O king, live forever. Yes, he has. My God has rescued me. There isn't a scratch on me." An angel was sent, and the angel kept me safe. And the lions haven't even opened their mouths. I'm all right. I'm safe. There's not a scratch on me. Oh, the king gave a whoop for joy, and he ordered that Daniel be let out immediately. Daniel came out. He wasn't hurt. God had rescued Daniel. God had controlled his lions and kept their mouths closed. So once again, we can see that God is in control of his animals. This time, he stopped his animals from doing something that they would normally do. The lions' mouths were kept closed in order that Daniel could be rescued. Now, I think there's one really big lesson that we can all learn from the story of Daniel, and it's this. Daniel was more concerned about pleasing God than he was about pleasing the king. He knew that it was important to stand alone and do the right thing in order to serve God. So what about you? If you're following Jesus, sometimes you may have to stand alone. You may have to do the right thing in order to please God rather than please your brother or sister, or your friends at school, or your teacher, or even your mum and dad. Let me try to give you an example. Imagine you're on the yard and it's break time and you're playing with your friends and you're having a great time. And a smaller child wants to join you. Now, what would happen if your friend started to be unkind to that younger child? Maybe they started to use bad words, and maybe they started to push that child around a little bit. Or maybe one of them hurt that child really badly. And the little child runs off and tells the teacher, and then the teacher says to you, "Can you tell me what happened? Be honest and tell me the truth." What are you going to do? Because you know that God wants you to tell the truth because that's the right thing to do. But if you tell the truth, then your friends might get into trouble and you might become unpopular with your friends. So what do you do? Well, this is when you need to be brave like Daniel. This is where you need to dare to be a Daniel and dare to stand alone. You need to tell the truth because God likes it when we tell the truth. So, are you going to be a Daniel? Are you going to be brave? Are you going to be more concerned about pleasing God than pleasing anyone else? Let's hope so. Now, I wonder how Marvin's getting on filling that shoebox. Let's go and find out. Come on, let's go. Hey, Marvin, you've done a wonderful job filling that shoebox. I think that might be the front door. That might even be the postman. Wait there a second. Oh, it looks like we've got a parcel. I don't believe it, Marvin. It's for you. A parcel. Shall we open it? Oh, this is exciting. It's got a card. Oh, it's a lovely card. It looks like Pete the Parrot. Dear Marvin, it has been lovely to see you helping Uncle Trev with his talks over the past few weeks. I have been a little bit worried about your ears now that the weather is getting a bit cold, especially when you're outside in the garden. I have made you a hat so that you can stay nice and warm. It's also got a little pocket on the back to put your snacks in. I know you love a snack. With lots of love from Auntie Karen Lewis. In church? Oh, look at that, Marvin. Shall we try it on and see if it fits? Come on then. You wanted one of these hats, didn't you? Auntie Karen has made one just for you. There we are. I think it fits you perfectly. Thank you, Auntie Karen.